we've been, you and I have been chatting behind the scenes. We were looking at some of that stuff with the New Jersey race. We're looking at the president's numbers. We're talking about a lot of the polling that's sort of been up and down and all over the place right now. And I just wanted to get a gut sense. You've been out there. I've seen Rasmussen be out there. I want to get a gut sense from you. Where do you think? And as what did Charlie say to Tucker? Go Max. Go Max.
Go Max.
Where's
Go
the
Max.
president at right now?
I listened to that video, by the way, and I laughed because, I'm sure you've heard Charlie say that too, right? Look, the president
Rich. I was standing like 3 feet away from Charlie and Megyn and Tucker when I was like over with one of the producers.
And he would do that too. I remember giving remarks at a Turning Point event after talking about election integrity. I'll never forget. That was the first one I ever gave.
It's a pretty common,
Max, Rich.
It's a pretty common phrase. He always said that.
He did, yeah.
Go Max. Go. For me, it was usually go hard. He'd be like, hey, go hard. All right.
Look, this is that version. The president is not in the same situation as Republicans, congressional Republicans, but he is at a crossroads. He's at a pivotal point where he needs to course correct in the message and in what people perceive his main focus and priority is. But again, I want to put this in context. He is not in a terrible situation. Our latest polling has him at about 45% approval. That was out at the end of October. We're still tracking right now. He hasn't fallen below 43. But if you look inside the numbers, which is why we call the show Inside the Numbers, there are cracks in the coalition that should be addressed. And there's nothing wrong with pointing those out and saying, look, this is what this government's all about. When somebody has grievance, you have to pay attention to them and try to get to the heart of what that is. And young voters over, I would say, the last 3 months in particular, really, Jack, this started in July. We could isolate this easily. At the time, we did try to speak up, and say, look, this is problematic. The president is beloved by a lot of people, and then there are voters in this coalition that are relatively new, and so the task for Republicans was to get those voters into the coalition to complete that realignment. So when you see an issue with some of those voters, you have to address it, right? Otherwise, you're not going to complete the realignment, and that's what this race is all about. This has been a decade-long race, Jack, to complete a realignment before the Democratic Party completes theirs. And the Democrats they lost in 24, but their base is now more defined and more clear. What's going on in the administration and, with the debates that have been happening on the right is a product of this, right? You have a part of the coalition that everybody wants to prioritize what they think is more important, but there are those younger voters especially, and independents especially, who really want to see more focus on the economy at home. They're not interventionist. They were deeply disturbed about any kind of military action over the summer that they were fearing would distract the administration from doing, from focusing on the more America at first, America at home agenda. And that's where we're at now. Where it's been months, and we're at a key time before the holidays where there has to be a course correction here. That's the truth.